Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Don Walters welcoming you to another edition of the Staten Island Bowling Club. This week finds us at Country Lanes with our 17th annual Staten Island Singles Classic, a Staten Island bowling tradition. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon here at Country Lanes, and we have our top 16 finalists bowling in today's competition. Now, the winner will take home $1,450, a bowling ball, a jacket, the championship trophy, and a videotape of today's competition. Our field of 16 consists of 13 right-handed bowlers and 3 left-handed bowlers. We have one man in our finals, Greg Tarwinski, who's looking for a second title. If Greg can prevail today, he will catch a bye in the first round of the Staten Island Bowling Club's Tournament of Champions. And we'll be back in a minute, and we'll introduce to you some of our bowlers. We are back with this year's Staten Island Singles Classic, and we're delighted to have you with us. And I have with me the man that finished 10th place in this year's Singles Classic, who is tabbed as the favorite going in, looking for a second title of the Staten Island Singles Classic, Bobby Spallone. Bobby, I said early on when I had the 16 bowlers together that the luck of the draw is very, very important. And your first draw today was a very tough bowler, Bobby Sack.
Oh, yeah, he bowled really, really good. He came out with the first 5 against me. But he gave me an opportunity to win. I needed a double in the 10th, and I got a 10 pin.
Bobby, let me ask you a question. Do you think in the type of a match that you as a scratch bowler had the first game, do you think that helps your game or hurts your game by not getting a handicap bowler early on? In other words, does it help you to stay focused in the competition?
I think it kind of hurts you because the handicap bowler might be a little nervous in the beginning. You know, Bobby Satch didn't show any bit of being nervous. Like I said, he came out with the first 5 in a row. You know, it was a tough match. It could have went either way, you know.
You needed the double, as I watched.
Right, and I didn't get it. But yeah, he bowled good, you know. We both bowled good, you know. It was just a matter of who caught the break, and that was it.
You know, I made a comment to some of the people watching it. That was the type of match you want to see later on down the road in this type of competition.
Yeah, I wish it was the final match because I wouldn't mind being second.
You know, when you have 2 quality bowlers bowling head-to-head, not only your match, but next door to you, Jimmy Oliveri, Freddie Steinfeld, another terrific match.
That was
Bobby May.
Right. They were all tough draws.
Scratch matches that you'd like to see later on.
Yeah, you know, it's a shame, but somebody has to lose those type of matches.
You know, and luck of the draw dictates that.
There's just nothing you can do about it.
But again, I want to congratulate you because you know the tournament was very successful, and you're one of the reasons.
Down here tournament is always a terrific tournament. How many years now? 17.
17 and counting, and I can't wait for number 18.
It's getting stronger and stronger this year. You had a great turnout.
Yeah, we had a record year this year, Bobby. Record year.
That's because you run the tournament very good.
And it shows in the prize payout. It does, because what we get, you know, we give back.
And it's very fair. I mean, the handicap bowler and the scratch bowler both have the same opportunity.
Well, you know, 50% is not a lot, but that edge is lost when we carry the 50% through the finals. That's the concession that we make, you know, to the handicap bowlers. It's only 50%, but we're going to give it to you in the finals.
Right.
So now the scratch bowler is not on an even keel with me.
Yes.
You know, so it balances out. It does. But I know you're going to hang out and help with the commentary.
Yeah, I will.
What a guy. Thanks, Rob.
All right. It's always a pleasure.
Thanks, Bobby. We'll be talking to you later, buddy. Okay, we're going to take a very quick break, and then I'm going to bring up a couple of more guys, and we're going to give them some money on cable. Okay, we are back with our Staten Island Singles Classic, and we have one of the bowlers that fell by the wayside in the first round of competition, Jose Arenas. Jose, you bowled great in qualifying. You tell me that it was your highest series you ever bowled when you qualified for this tournament 2 weekends ago, and you certainly picked the right time to do it.
Yes, I did. I was practicing. I came down, and I seen a couple friends bowling, so I was shooting well. I said, let me give it a shot. Turns out I shot my highest series, and I made the top 16. And now I was very nervous, actually, coming down for the first time, but at least I got my feet wet.
Well, you know, you bowled an awful tough competitor. Eddie O'Grady, let me tell you something. It's no shame to lose to Eddie O'Grady. He's an intelligent bowler. He's a disciplined bowler. He's an experienced bowler. He has a lot going for him. He knows how to win. So you drew a very tough opponent.
Yeah, he was good. Nice guy. Wish the best of luck for him.
He is a class man. He really is. And tell me about your little...
Oh, my son here, Joseph. Hopefully he'll be rolling the bowl soon. He's only 4 months now, but we'll keep him in it.
4 months, and we got him on TV for you.
Yeah, that's
Making his debut here with the Staten Island Bowling Club. Jose, I want to thank you very much for bowling.
Oh,
you know,
thank
it was a record turnout, and I appreciate you bowling. You're one of the reasons why the turnout was so successful.
Great.
And I thank you, and I wish you continued success.
Thank you.
And I do
Had
look
a
forward
lot
to
of fun.
seeing you with the Staten Island Bowling
Had a lot
Club.
of fun. Yes.
Terrific.
Okay.
Thanks, Jose.
Thank you.
Okay, next up we have Greg Talwinski. Greg is one of the up-and-coming young bowlers here on the Staten Island bowling scene. Greg, congratulations. You made your debut at the bowling club at Columbian Lanes. You brought home your first title there, and you were going for title number 2 today in the Singles Classic.
Yeah, I was going for it, but I got stopped short kind of early.
You know, you bowled a guy in Pat Corley, who bowls with me on Sunday morning. He bowls on my team. And Pat is either very good or very bad.
And today he was very good.
You got the good Pat Corley for that first game. Now, he could fall apart the second game.
Yeah.
But that was off a little consolation for you.
I missed 3 spares. I wasn't throwing my ball good.
You can't do that.
And I beat myself. I didn't even give myself a shot. So next time.
Where did you finish overall?
I finished 15th.
15th. That's what, 140, I think.
Yeah.
That's not a bad payday, my friend. No. That's not a bad.
I came out ahead.
Yes.
So that's all that matters.
Well, listen, I look forward to seeing you with the Staten Island Bowling Club. Keep up the good work.
Okay,
and
Don.
keep enjoying the game.
All right,
That's what it's all about. That was Greg Talwinski. Next up, Tony Gubitozzi. Tony, I want to congratulate you. You had a great effort today. Unfortunately, you fell by the boards. Tony, Gary Scalesci, I think, beat you the first game.
Yeah, Gary beat me. He bowled great. He bowled really good. He shot 214, doubled in the 10th when he needed it. I stoned the 7th and the 9th. That's all she wrote.
Tony, you know, historically, you've always bowled well in my tournaments, be it King of the Hill or 2-game elimination. And I personally, when you're bowling over here or in any of my stops, I always have a lot of confidence in you because I know you're going to perform well.
Thank you.
And you did that today, too.
Yeah, I think I bowled well again. Finished 9th again, missed the cup by 1. It's just the way the pins fall. You know, if you don't get the breaks, you're not going to bowl well.
Yeah, and I think the luck of the draw had a little something to do with it, too.
It did. Gary's he's a good bowler. You know, he made 2 clutch shots when you need him, and if he keeps doing that all day, he'll win the whole tournament. So.
Well, he's bowling. I don't know who he's got this guy. I think he's got Pat Corley, and I just commented to Greg that Pat Corley, and you know yourself, is a feast or famine bowler.
Yeah, he's either going to throw strikes or splits at you.
Yeah, it's going to be one or the other. You never know what to expect.
Yeah, he's either going to bowl really good or he's going to suffer. So.
But I think changing the lanes may affect him.
Yeah, well, either way, it's going to be a good match. I'm looking forward to watching it. So.
Now tell me, we got 8 guys left.
Right.
We got 3 lefties are still in there.
3 lefties are in there, and
who do you like?
rightfully so. I like Freddie Steinfeld. Freddie's an underrated bowler as far as I'm concerned. He's one of the best out there.
He's a very educated bowler.
He has a lot of knowledge in the game. A lot of people don't realize how good Freddie really is. He's a quiet guy, but he gets the job done. He gets the job done.
And this is a type of thing where his experience can only help him.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
No question
Tony,
about it.
Thank you, my friend,
Thank you,
for
Donnie.
bowling. Thank you for making the tournament successful.
Thanks.
I look forward to seeing you again.
Okay, Don.
Okay, there were just 3 of the bowlers that cashed in our top 16 bowlers. We have 8 bowlers remaining. Oh, wait, Anthony, come on down, Anthony. We have one more. This was our youngest bowler in our field of 16. This is 17-year-old Anthony Wilkinson. Anthony qualified with a, what'd you shoot, a 643 scratch, 60 pin, 703 series. Now, Anthony, did Rab give you any advice during the course of the week for today's finals, your stepfather?
Yes.
What did he tell you?
Not to be nervous, to just go out and pay attention to my own game and not to worry about what the other guy is doing and just bowl my own game.
Did
and
you
then at the
find
end of the
that you
game, look
took his
up.
advice today
Yes.
to the best of your ability?
Yes.
And yet you were still a little nervous.
Yes.
Which I can understand. But, you know, you said yourself that you're going to use this as a stepping stone to bigger and better things for yourself.
Definitely.
And I think the learning experience that you got in losing is only going to make you a winner later on down the road.
That's right.
That's for sure, because you bowled a lot of bowlers that I know you were in awe of, because you told me that.
Yes.
And you still performed well. You finished in the top 16, you made the board, and that itself, with 550 bowlers, is a pretty terrific accomplishment.
Yeah, it was good. I'm really satisfied.
And we're very proud of you. You bowled very good. You made a good showing for today's youth. And hopefully we're going to continue to see you with our Staten Island Bowling Club.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, Anthony, thank you for bowling. That's Anthony Wilkinson. And we have our field narrowed down to 8 bowlers. And we're going to bring you some more of those bowlers in a minute. We are back with this year's Staten Island Singles Classic here at Country Lanes, and I have with me the man that finished 5th place overall in today's competition, Lee Goldfarb. Lee, I want to congratulate you. You bowled great today. The first match, Lee, luck of the draw had you drawing Anthony Wilkinson.
Right.
Now, you being a scratch bowler, are you better off drawing a handicap bowler the first round, or are you better against a scratch bowler to keep you focused?
Well, I knew Anthony hadn't very much experience in this type of format. I believe it was his first finals.
Yeah.
And it was just important, since I was giving him 20 pins, to make up the handicap early in the game, which I did.
Which you did. Now, when you made it up, did you get complacent or you stayed focused?
No, but then I knew I just had to keep the ball in play, not get in trouble. Don't give away any pins, just stay clean, and I would have the game. So, but Anthony put up a good fight.
He did.
And
the young man, he did, yes.
And like I said earlier, it was important for me to get off to a good start, which I did, and I felt good for going into the rest of the day.
And your second game was against?
Was against Gary.
Gary threw some numbers at you too.
Yeah, I was really feeling good. I felt I had a good shot to win today, and Gary just came out and threw a big game against me.
Well, you had a 235 and a losing effort that second game. That's not too shabby.
Yeah, no, I did what I could, and if I would have known that in the third frame, when I went a little light and left the 2-5, that was going to cost me the game, I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
So no, Gary bowled great, and it was an uphill fight all the way. But he's still out there bowling, and I'm standing here.
Lee, we got 4 guys left. We got Pat Corley going against Gary Scalesci, and we got 2 of the lefties, Freddie Steinfeld and Alan Brenner. Who do you like?
Well, I got to go with Fred, only because he's been there before. He's got a lot of experience, and the lanes have some oil out there today, and Fred can really turn it up and take advantage of the oil out there. So I'm going to go with Fred.
Okay, Lee, thank you very much for bowling. Thank you for making the tournament successful. Good to see you. Okay, that was Lee Goldfarb. He finished 5th place overall in today's competition. Now let's bring up our one lefty that has gone by the board, Eddie O'Grady. Okay, steady, Eddie. We're going to take care of that right now. Eddie, this is your 5th finals, as we spoke early on.
Yes.
And I made several comments to the bowlers as I was watching you bowl in your second match, and I don't mean this on a knock at Pat Corley.
Yes.
But I don't ever remember seeing you bowl a 147.
No, that's for sure. I tell you, I was happy to pick 5 and 6. It's a good pair for me. I bowled 289 in the qualifying on 5 and 6. I just got a little too complacent or something. My goodness, I couldn't hit it to save myself. Yeah, one of those days.
It's interesting, me, Eddie, that 4 bowlers left.
Yeah.
2 of them are lefty.
2 are lefty. The lefties bowled very, very good. Alan needed a spare in the 10th frame, and he a split.
6-8.
A 6-8, and he made it very, very nicely.
When you make that, you deserve to win, certainly.
Yes, definitely. He's looking good.
Well, it's safe to say that the finals will have a lefty against a righty.
Yes. I wonder who I'll cheer for.
I don't know. I was just going to ask you, who do you like?
No, of course I like the lefty. Of course I like the lefty. We should have had 1/4 the lefty, so we only had 3. We should have had 4. We were close, so no, I'll root for my lefty.
The big thing, let me give you some money.
Okay.
8th place overall.
Thank you.
As always, Mr. O'Grady, always a class man. It's always
Very
nice to have you bowl in our tournament, and I thank you for bowling.
And I hope to be here next year.
Well, I hope to look forward to seeing you then, if not sooner, my friend. Needless to say.
You will. Thank you.
And you stay well and give my regards to your nice family.
Thank you.
That was Eddie O'Grady, and we have one more man, but actually he's going to represent 2 as he comes up to get his money. And this is one of my all-time favorite people, and I tell him this all the time, Bobby Sack.
Hi, Donnie. I have Little Socks here. First time on camera. National
and he's
exposure.
a ham or what? Huh?
He'd start smiling, but he's a little tired right now.
He's working on that pacifier right now,
yeah.
so he really can't. Bobby, tell me what happened that second match against Freddie. I mean, that was a match that I would like to see later on down the road in a championship-type match. 2 scratch bowlers, 2 good, educated, quality bowlers. You needed the mark in the 10th.
Well, the alleys were tough today. Every alley, one alley was tight, one alley was hooking. And it was a grind-out match today. I don't think it was an easy bowling out there today. So it came down, I had a couple of wraps. Freddie struck out in the 10th, and he made me throw the first strike.
He does make you work.
Yeah,
He does make you work.
There's nothing I could do about it. I put it in the pocket, 4-9, and that was it. But Freddie bowled great, and hey, I had Freddie, I had Bobby Spallone, 2 tough guys.
Really. Now, my next question, Do you find, and I guess the same thing of Bobby Spallone, and I want to see if you respond the same way. Do you find that as a scratch bowler, it's better for you to stay focused early on bowling against a scratch bowler, or would you prefer a handicap bowler early on?
Oh no, definitely. Without a handicap, I don't know. When you see that handicap, and then it seems you get a bad break, the handicap doubles already. If you give them 20, it's like a 40-pin handicap. It's tough bowling with a handicap bowler. It really is. Scratch bowler, it's a lot better. It's more
find
fun.
it easy to stay focused?
Sure, and you definitely concentrate more because you know he's a top-notch bowler. So it kind of brings out the best in you, and even if you lose, it's kind of fun. Believe it or not, to lose.
It's easier to lose to a scratch bowler than it is
sure.
a
I enjoyed both matches, and I had a great time today. So it was a great tournament.
Good, buddy. I'm glad that you bowled. I'm glad you made the finals.
Thanks.
Maybe next time you'll get another win under your belt
I hope so.
and advance just a little farther.
But I'm glad you had a good turnout this year.
We had a great turnout.
You deserve it.
You know, we had a lot of tough years with this early on, you know.
Struggling all these years, finally the guys come out to support you, and maybe it's the start of maybe bigger and better things.
Well, you know, I'm just doing what I love, so anything we get is gratis, that's for sure. Thanks, Rob. You stay well, and give my regards to your beautiful family, buddy.
Thanks, Doc.
Okay, that was Bobby Sack. We have 4 bowlers remaining. We have Pat Corley going against Gary Scalesci, and the winner of that match is going to take on the winner of the Alan Brenner Freddie Steinfeld match. And that championship match is going to take place on lanes 17 and 18. And we'll bring you that match in a minute. Always remember that. The right is a place of honor. We ready? Okay, we are back, and I have with me the man that finished 4th place in this year's event, also a member of my team on Sunday morning, and he never bowled like this on Sunday, I want you to know. Finished 4th place, Pat Corley. Pat, you finished 4th. However, I must say, you had an opportunity to advance because you needed a mark in a 10th frame, and you missed a 3-10 split.
I can tell you nothing. You know, I've been struggling. I have a bad arm. I think I got very far.
Well, you know, to me, it was a sign of fate when you shot 164 the second game and won. I thought at that point in time you had a good opportunity to keep going on.
I thought the same, and I didn't take advantage on the last game. Definitely.
But you finished 4th place overall. That ain't too bad. It's $550.
Very pleased.
Baby
very
needs
pleased.
a new pair of shoes, right?
You got it. I'm going to get the wife a gift for the mother's gift, you know?
All right, so you got 2 guys left. You got Freddie Steinfeld going against Gary Scalesci. Who do you like?
Freddie's the toughest bowler of all, but the guy Scalesci look like he's very lucky today. He's throwing some good shot. I think it's going to be a big match.
So you like the right-hander?
Not really. I like Freddie.
Okay. Well, we're going to see what kind of prophet you are.
I think Freddie.
Patrick, I want to thank you for bowling, and I'll see you in the morning, sir.
It was a pleasure.
Okay, buddy? Okay, 3rd place this year, overall, Mr. Alan Brenner.
Hello, Donnie.
Alan, I want to congratulate you.
Thank you.
I think you had one liability today, and I think you had a fatigue factor involved with you today. And I don't mean physical, I mean mental fatigue.
I'm probably a little worn down mentally. I had a very tough match in my second match today. And
he made that 6-8, by the way. He makes a 6-8 in the 10th to beat Billy Cloak and advance to the next game, which was terrific bowling.
Yeah, that took a lot out of me.
Yes.
And Freddie was just bowling great, and he deserved to win the match. And I'm just happy to be where I am.
Well, listen, this is by far your best finish ever. You finished 3rd place overall. That's $650, because you know the price when we increased it because of terrific turnout we had. But what I really want to do with you, Alan, I want to give you an opportunity to tell the viewers about your upcoming tournament.
Well, I want to thank you very much for giving me that opportunity, Donnie. But first, let me say, I guess by me finishing 3rd, this being the highest, I guess the saying is true that the older you get, the better you get. So,
like a fine wine, right?
So maybe next year I'll win. But anyway, I want to thank you for the opportunity that you're giving me to promote my tournament. I formed a partnership with a friend of mine, Ed Olardi, and myself. We call ourselves Grand American Bowling Incorporated, and we're running handicap bowling tournaments. And we have a very big tournament coming here at Country Lanes on Memorial Day weekend, where we're guaranteeing $7,500 for first prize and $3,750 guaranteed for second. It's a handicap tournament based on 60% of 220, the highest average in your last 2 years, including this year or last year.
Entry fee?
It's an $80 entry fee. It covers all the extra fees. There are no pots. Everybody's in the pot. There are game prizes in every game in every squad. There are, on Saturday, the high qualifying score is guaranteed a free entry into the July High Roller event in Las Vegas.
Okay, now what if I want to re-enter?
You can re-enter as many times as you want.
And I can cash how many?
You can cash in the tournament.
How many? In other words, how many different ways can I cash?
You can cash as non-qualifying. You can cash as qualifying for the quarterfinals once. As non-qualifying, you can cash as many times as there are spots that I pay that are not qualifying.
Okay, and it's 60% of 220, and it's the Memorial Day weekend, which is the Friday, Saturday, and that's Sunday.
Well, it's Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Saturday, Sunday,
and Monday of Memorial Day weekend. And it's going to be here at Country Lanes, and looking forward to seeing everybody come out to bowl.
Okay, what about the squad times?
Squads on Saturday and Sunday are going to be starting at 1 p.m. in the afternoon, running every 2 hours. The last squad will be at 11 o'clock at night. The 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock squad have guaranteed game pots, huge guaranteed game pots. In the 9 o'clock squad, they're going to be $500 handicap game pots in each game, and the 11 o'clock squad is going to be $300 handicap game prizes in each game. That's all guaranteed. The same thing will happen on Sunday at the 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock squad. Sunday squad times are the same as Saturdays, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11. And on Monday, we're going to be running 3 squads, one at 10 a.m., 12 noon, and 2 p.m., with the final starting immediately after.
Okay, now your other tournament was successful, the first one that you had.
Yes, we had a tournament here in November in Country Lanes here, and
That was your inaugural
that
one.
was our first one,
Good,
and we did very well, and we thank you for all the help you've given us.
Well, listen, as I said to you many times, everybody knows that I love this game of bowling, and anything that is good for bowling, I'm for. And this certainly is not a liability, that's for damn sure.
Well, Donnie, you proved yourself. You're a man of your word, and it's been an honor to know you.
Well, listen, it's guys like you that make this game the great fun it is to me. Fun-loving people that are out there having fun and being gracious in defeat. I mean, anybody knows how to win.
Oh, yes, that's very true. But
you know, when you're out there having fun and maintain your integrity and dignity on the losing side of the coin, that's what the game is all about. And you are the way in life as you are on the lanes, I believe. I really do.
Thank you. I try to be, and
You know?
I just it's been a pleasure. It's been a great
buddy.
pleasure.
Congratulate Alan. You did great bowling. 3rd place overall.
Thank you.
Okay, we have 2 bowlers remaining, and they'll be bowling for a title. We have Gary Scalesci against Freddie Steinfeld. They're going to bowl on 17 and 18, a fresh set of lanes, and we're going to bring you that in 1 minute. Okay, we are back, and before we start our championship match, we're just going to spend a couple minutes with each of our 2 finalists. Freddie, the question I have for you, you know, the sole survivor in a field of 3 lefties today. You've won 3 games, 3 very tough matches. What do you have to do to win this final match today?
Basically, I got to throw a couple of key doubles in the match, stay clean, and keep the ball inside of 10. I'll be all right.
Is that 5-pin going to be a big factor, that handicap, that small handicap?
You never know. Anything's possible. 5 pins ain't a lot. I've lost matches by spots before, and I've won matches where the spot had not come into play. So you don't know. It may come into play. It hasn't yet.
You're just going to stay focused on every ball you throw, obviously.
Bowl my game.
You have to.
Have to.
Freddie, best of luck, my friend. That was Freddie Steinfeld, the only lefty remaining, and his opponent for the championship match here for the Staten Island Singles Classic, Gary Scalesci. Gary, I want to wish you best of luck in the championship match. You have 3 games under your belt already. You have 3 wins. You have 1 game left to win for the whole thing. What do you have to do to win today?
Well, the key to my game is to stay clean, try not to give any opens, give them an advantage. I'm just going to stay clean, take a ball at a time, try to keep the ball in around the pocket, not go with too much hook.
You think maybe that 5 pins will help you?
I'm not even thinking about it. I'm not even thinking about the 5. I just want to go out and beat it head to head.
Okay, Gary, I want to wish you the best of luck. Good bowling. Okay, those are your 2 remaining bowlers that we have for this year's title for our Staten Island Singles Classic. And we're going to bring you that title match on 17 and 18 in 1 minute. Tell me later. Don't. Ready? Okay, Freddie, we're ready to start, Freddie. Okay, we're ready to start our championship match here at the Staten Island Singles Classic at Country Lanes. And I have with me as a special guest commentator, the manager at Columbian Lanes, Bobby Spallone. Bobby, we've got a lefty and Freddie Steinfeld going against the righty and Gary Scalesci.
Well, the lane conditions were pretty fair on both sides. That's why you have a lefty and you have a righty. Freddie is using a hammer, which goes long, and he's pretty much playing around second and third arrow with a swing. And Gary is using a turbo, and he's pretty much going straight down like 8, 9, 10. So they're pretty much playing the same kind of area on both sides of the lane. Except Freddie's more of a cranker, so he's going to be swinging.
Okay, they just had a traditional handshake, and Gary is going to ball on 18 for his first frame. Come up a little light, Bobby, left a 2-pin.
Well, that time he hit inside the second arrow where the heavy oil is, and the ball just skidded down the lane. He's got to get the ball right at 10 into the track area.
Doesn't look like he's coming out of that ball properly.
Well, he has a tendency to take his arm away from his body, and he comes over the top of the ball, so sometimes he loses it.
He better be well focused on that in this championship match, because Freddie Steinfeld will jump right on that.
Oh, without a doubt, Freddie's a class bowler. If you give him an opening, he's gonna jump all over you.
So Gary opens with a spare, and now Freddie, who had the option and chose to start on lane 17, is ready for his first frame. Now, what happened there, Bobby?
It looked like he threw the ball good. I don't know. The ball just didn't finish, and he left a 5-10. I don't know. Maybe that ball's going too long.
Well, let me ask you a question. Now, wouldn't this show up in his practice frames over here?
Well, I watched him in practice, and he was hitting the pocket very well. I can't see too much from this angle. He might have been in the oil on that shot. The ball just didn't finish. Gave it a great try. He just missed it.
That was a great effort. If he got the one, you know he would have gotten both. So Freddie starts with an open frame on a 5-10 split. Now he's got to take a deep breath and get refocused for frame number 2.
It's early yet. It's only the first frame. He's just got to focus in and make a good shot here and get back on track. Looks like a good shot. The ball's going a little too long, Donnie. That was a good shot, and the ball just is finishing too late.
Now, what's he got to do to correct that, Bobby?
Well, he could do one or two things. He can either move his feet and his target a little more left, so he gets the ball to grab early, or he can change equipment and get a ball that hooks a little bit more.
But it's important that he make the spare here to stay in this match early on.
He's got it. Oh, yeah, he couldn't afford to open up with 2 opens. I was talking to Freddie before the match started, and I asked him why he was using that ball. He said that with the crush, he has a little more area. The ball finishes a little bit more, but he wasn't carrying the corner pins. But if he keeps going light, he might have to switch balls.
How long does he wait before he does that? Oh, he stole a strike.
Gary got a really good break. That time he went right at 10. He hit the track early. The ball jumped. And he got a really good break. He tripped out to 6-10. He could have wound up with a double pinochle or a big split.
Now, is he going to make an adjustment on his next shot as a result of that strike?
I would say he would definitely make a move to the right, because he hit in the oil and the ball didn't finish, which he did. And he buried the ball. He got a double.
He left little doubt about that big ringing double, which gives him 20 in the first with a double up. And Freddie Steinfeld right now has 8 in the first with a spare in the second, looking for his first strike of our championship match.
If Freddie doesn't do anything in this particular frame, I would make a move with equipment. Again, Donnie, that ball, he got a break. That ball finished late again, and he got a real good break. If I was Freddie and this ball finishes late again, I would definitely make a change.
Regardless of the results of the shot?
Yes, because he's going to wind up, he's either going to leave a washout or he's going to wind up leaving a bucket, and he's going to get himself in trouble.
He did steal that strike. He finessed that strike. He didn't power that strike at all.
So like a good shot. Solid 7th, and he made a real good shot on that. He made a little bit of an adjustment. Like I said, he probably moved the board left with his feet made a good shot.
Tough spare right here. 7-pin conversion for Freddie Steinfeld. Keep the match close.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
I seen as soon as he let it go. He pulled over the ball, Donnie, and the ball hooked early on him, and he missed the 7th pin. He's in a lot of trouble right now.
Yes, he is.
Gary comes out with 2 strikes here. He can pretty much sew up the match early.
You know, and the pressure definitely is no question on Freddie Steinfeld right now.
Oh, yeah, he's got a big mountain to climb to get back into this match. See, that time he adjusted, Donnie. He went high and got the break. He went a little left on that shot. He hit the oil, and the ball didn't finish. Leaves the 2-4-5.
You know, that was a big ball, Bobby. He had a real chance to put some daylight between him and Freddie with a strike there.
Oh, without a doubt. If he gets a strike there, it would have been huge. But, hey, just make the spare. He's up 30 pins. That's one of the toughest spares for a right-handed bowler on today's conditions. I have a lot of trouble with that spare myself. You don't know, sometimes the ball hooks and you chop it, and then sometimes the ball don't finish and you wind up missing the 2-pin to the right or leaving the 4-pin.
Well, Gary right now is sitting on top of a 24-pin lead with his handicap as we approach frame number 5.
That was a good shot. Ball finished, got a good break off the wall, carries a strike.
Now, as you said, Freddie must have heard you. He's switching balls, Bobby.
Yeah, Freddie, like I said, he had to make a change. We're going to see what happens here. He doesn't have much time to make the change, Donnie. He's only got 6 frames left, and he's down 25 pins. Now, you see the difference in the equipment. That ball finished much stronger.
Now, that has to give him a nice shot in his arm as far as confidence level is concerned now, too.
Well, I think if he strikes on this shot, it'll give him a big confidence booster because he's going to have both lanes pretty much lined in now if he strikes here.
You know, Freddie has always been one of the more educated bowlers that I've always had the pleasure of knowing, and again, that education is going to shine through right now.
Well, see, that's the strong point about the good scratch bowler, Donnie. See how that ball finished? Blew the rack. Made a terrific shot there, terrific shot. But what I was saying is that's the difference between the very good scratch bowler. He makes the adjustment or he makes the change quickly. He doesn't let the whole game go by and then say, I should have made a change. Freddie made the change when he had to.
Well, now there's a little pressure on Gary as the lead has been decreased to 15 pins, and Gary throws the same ball on 17 as he did in a prior frame.
Well, that's why that double there by Freddie was so important, because he had to get himself back in the match, and now he does put a little pressure because now he's hearing footsteps, Gary.
No question about it.
He missed the spare on this lane. It's going to be interesting to see what he does here. Now that time he covered it.
Okay, so Freddie has 56 and a 4th with strikes in the 5th and the 6th. And Gary has 95 and a 5th with a spare up in the 6th.
Well, it's a difference now with the handicap 14 pins. Am I correct, Donnie?
14 pins is right.
14 pins.
But that's a very precarious 14 pins.
And Freddie's working on a strike. He made the change with the equipment, and he looks good now.
Bobby, he seemed to throw that ball a lot more direct.
Yeah, that time he was in the oil, and he just went straight at the pocket, and he buried the ball.
The ball went exactly where he put it down on the lane. So he has 115 in his 6th with a strike in his 7th, as Freddie's working on a double, looking to reduce his 14-pin disadvantage.
Looks like a good shot, Donnie. And trip to 6. That was a big shot, Donnie. That puts him 4 pins down.
4 pins down.
And he's getting a lot of confidence now that he's throwing this ball.
You know, Bobby, right now this looks like a matter of Gary is trying to catch up to Fred instead of Fred trying to catch Gary.
Well, the only way to win matches, Donnie, is you got to stay aggressive. You can't, you know, sit back and hope your opponent makes a mistake. You got to be aggressive. See the difference in this ball, Donnie? He made another super shot there, blew the 5 and through the wall. Now he's got a 4-timer. He's up 6 pins. Now the pressure's on
6
Gary.
pins, yeah.
Now the pressure's on Gary.
And emotionally, you could see how it can drain you over the course of time.
It's a big shot here for Gary to stay in this game. Oh,
Bobby, he could have got a break there, Bobby. Didn't get the break.
He made a good shot.
Good shot he made, no question.
He sent the 5-pin over. He hit the 7. It just didn't go down. He got a bad break. He threw a good shot there.
He's going to have 135 in his 7th. He's going to be trailing by, what, 11 pins?
6 pins, Donnie.
6 pins. I'm sorry, 6 pins. He's going to be trailing.
But Freddie's still working. Gary definitely has to strike here to protect himself in this match because Freddie is on a 4-time.
Foundation frame right here.
And everything is in Freddie's hands right now.
Now, as Freddie's sitting down on a settee, Bobby, what's running through his mind right now?
Well, I think what's going through Freddie's mind is just to get up there, make good shot after good shot, and hope to carry. That time Gary made the same shot he did on 17. That time the 7-pin went down.
Listen, give Gary credit. He's not going away. He's going to make Freddie earn this match.
He made 2 very good shots there when he had to. He got the bad break on 17, and he got the strike on 18. Now, if I was Freddie, I would just concentrate on making a good shot and just hope that he carries.
More inside that time, Bobby. A little more inside.
Yeah, but you see with this ball, he can get away with that because this ball's finishing for him. That was an excellent shot.
That was, I guess you would call that a safe shot under those conditions.
Freddie now, if he strikes out in the 10th, he could shut Gary out.
Yes.
First shot here is very, very big because that would force Gary to double. Wow. He went a little wide that time. He didn't get the hit he was getting before. It looked like he dumped it a little bit into the lane, and the ball didn't finish. This is a big spare. Has to make this
And
spare.
not an easy spare by any means.
No.
I guess his best bet is shooting for the 9-pin.
Yeah, he's gonna be looking to hit the front pin a little light and carry that back pin. He's got to finish, and that's what he did. Big spare.
He can finish with a 214 with his fill strike here. And Gary is getting 5 pins, so he's going to need the first strike.
He's going to need both strikes.
He's going to need 2 strikes, yeah. He's going to need a double in the 10th frame. Wow.
Getting 5 pins.
It doesn't get any better than this.
See the difference in that shot, Donnie? That ball finished stronger. That time he got underneath the ball, and the ball finished well.
So Fred Steinfeld finishes with a 214, and he put the pressure right on the broad shoulders of Gary Scalesci. Gary needs 2 strikes to claim victory for this year's Staten Island Singles Classic. But, Bobby, this is the kind of pressure that everybody wants to feel. You've been there. You know what it's like.
Oh, without a doubt. I would like to be in Gary's situation. You got the ball in your hand, and it's all up to you. You make the good shot, you're going to win. Made a good shot there. Got a strike. I tell you, Donnie, that he's making excellent shots under the pressure.
And, you know, we could actually... No, we can't have a tie because the handicap is not in there.
No, we can't have a tie.
I'm thinking...
Unless he throws the strike and then a very, very bad wood count on the fill ball.
Come on, big one.
Come on, Dad.
That was an excellent shot under that pressure. I give Gary a lot of credit.
No question about it.
Give him a lot of credit. He made a terrific shot when he had to do it.
And he was certainly very nonchalant with that fill strike, too, wasn't he?
Well, now he needs 5 pins. 5 pins, Donnie wins it. And he's got it. There's your winner, Donnie. This was a great match.
Match had everything you could possibly want, Bobby, and more. So we have our latest winner of our Staten Island Singles Classic and Gary Scalesci, and our runner-up this year, and second place is Freddie Steinfeld. And we'll be back in a minute. Okay, we are back with Bobby Spallone and our runner-up for this year's Staten Island Singles Classic, Freddie Steinfeld. Freddie, second place money, $850. You worked very hard. You had a couple of scratch matches early on in today's competition. Sometimes that weighs on you mentally. You had a couple of early breaks in a championship match, and Gary took full advantage of them.
Well, you know, the first two matches, I had two really, really excellent guys to bowl against, Jimmy Oliveri and then Bobby Satch. And, yeah, they were tough. And then my third match, I had to give Alan Brenner 8 pins or something, and he caught a couple bad breaks where he didn't carry late in the game, and I pulled out that one. This game here, I told you before the match what I had to do to win. Stay clean, throw a couple of hits, and I didn't stay clean. And... you know, the switch of equipment was a little late. I mean, it kept me in the match, you know. I almost pulled it out, but...
You know, Freddie, it's interesting.
It goes.
During the championship match, Bobby's watching you, and he made a comment, the hammer that you were throwing, he said he's got to make an adjustment, and no sooner did he say that than frame number 4, you made the adjustment.
Yeah, well, I used that hammer to qualify. I used it in all 3 matches. The ball was reacting pretty well. I wasn't getting any overreaction with it. I tried using the reactive ball, but I wasn't happy with the reaction that I was getting in the back carry-wise. Yeah. So I stayed with the Pearl, and then after opening twice, I said, well, it's do or die, so I went to the other ball to try to have a shot, you know.
Bobby, what's your question for Freddie?
Well, my question to Freddie is, before the match had started, I had mentioned to Freddie why he was using the Pearl hammer, which definitely goes long. In fact, that was one of the balls that everybody used to use when we had the short oil. And Freddie said to me that the other ball, he was getting too many corner pins. But then in the first couple of frames there, as I was saying on the telecast, the ball wasn't finishing, and I felt in the third frame he should have made a switch. He got the break in the third frame, even though the ball didn't finish strong again. And he must have heard me because he switched in the 5th frame. And if he didn't, he might not have even been in the match. But that's what a good scratch bowler does. I said that on the telecast. They always make the adjustment early. You know, not that they wait till the 9th or 10th frame and then it's too late. And that's what Freddie did. And he proved it. And he threw excellent shots with the crush ball.
Freddie, I want to congratulate you. You're both really great today. I mean, not only is it mentally exhausting, it's physically exhausting as well. Don't ever believe that bowlers are not athletes, because let me tell you, you put your heart and your soul into this game, and it takes a lot out of you emotionally as well as mentally and physically. You're both great. You're to be congratulated. You got second place money, $850. And I want to thank you for help making this tournament the success that it was.
Thank you. I'll be back.
I hope so. Look forward to seeing you. Second place runner-up, Freddie Steinfeld. Okay. Let's bring up our latest winner with our Staten Island Singles Classic, Gary Scalesci. Gary. I got to check over. Okay. Gary, get between us.
Thank you.
Gary, I want to congratulate you. You bowled great all day. You bowled like a man on a mission. You had some tough matches early on. You managed to keep prevailing, keep winning, and keep advancing. And we have to give you a lot of credit. That title match, Freddie was putting the pressure on you.
Oh, God,
you
he's
answered the call every time he come up with a big strike. You come back with one of your own.
That Fred is unbelievable. He really revs the ball,
very
and
tough.
I give him a lot of credit. We had a great game. I really enjoyed the whole tournament. Everybody's been great. It's wild. This is unbelievable. I can't believe I even won it.
You know, I mentioned to you early on, you know, when I introduced you, I wanted you to give me some of the titles. You said,
I don't have any.
Well,
now I have
not
one.
the case anymore.
I hope it's the beginning of something good.
The only liability I have for you, Gary, is that you're not a member of the bowling club, so you will not go to our TFC.
I'm sorry about that.
But, you know, that's hindsight.
Yep.
The important thing is the $1,450 you have. And we're going to ask up Rab Wilkinson up here, the new general manager at Country, to present you with this beautiful trophy that, by the way, Country Lanes donated. Rab, you want to do the honors, please?
Gary, it's my pleasure. I don't know why Freddie didn't change his ball. He was throwing a red ball in practice, and he was dynamite.
About that. Yeah,
right? And then he changed it in 4 frames later. And then he started stringing them.
Yes.
but Gary prevailed, and Gary was right there, and he came through the clutch when he definitely needed it. Gary, I congratulate you.
Thank you very much, Reb. Thanks to you, I'm down here doing what I love to do, bowl.
That's right. Well, it was a funny thing because he bowled in Jimmy Elliott's tournament, never made the finals, so I called him up and I told him to come down here. And he made the finals. He made the cut right away.
Oh, it was just great. Everybody's been great, and I can't thank you all enough.
He's a great guy. Now I know who's bowling dinner, who's buying dinner, and this is going to look great in the living room with Pat.
I'm sure he can find a place on a mantle for this,
This is
Reb.
beautiful.
Sure.
This is just unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable.
It's a great thing.
Gary, you have a question for Gary?
Gary, first I want to give you what's most important, the $1,450 first prize money. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's been a lot of fun. I enjoyed it very much.
Gary, Gary, I just want to say one thing. You needed a double in the 10th to win it, and I don't care if anybody says that's a tough thing to do under pressure, and you performed great, and you deserve to win the championship. And congratulations once again.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Gary, you know that, and I mentioned to Bobby, in that situation, that pressure on you, that's the kind of pressure that everybody wants to feel.
Oh,
it's
scary,
all on
but
you.
it's great.
You're the hero or you're the GOAT.
Exactly.
And you certainly prevailed. You got up there, you threw the 2 strikes with no hesitation. You knew what you needed. You went up and you got it. And certainly you should be wearing a crown because you did perform in the 10th when you had to do it.
Thank you very much.
You have to realize one thing. Gary hasn't been under the gun in so long in any tournament like this, and he prevailed. So that's another thing.
And that's another feather in his cap. But Gary, really, you bowled absolutely terrific. You bowled consistently well all day long, and that certainly is a key to good bowling, consistency, and you certainly were that today.
Thank you very much.
And I want to thank you for participating. I want to thank Country because record-setting year for us this year with entries. Record-setting years. After 17 years, we had the best year ever. So I want to thank all the bowlers that participated in the tournament and made the tournament so successful. I want to thank everybody for watching our show. I want to thank Bobby Spallone for pinch hitting today. Unfortunately, he went by the boards the first game, but next year is another year, and I know that he will be back looking to add another crown to his titles. And I want to thank everybody. And this is Don Walters from Country Lane signing off with our 17th annual Staten Island Singles Classic, a Staten Island bowling tradition. Remember to go bowling. It makes you feel like you'd like to.